taking my time to get perfection. Sometimes you got me feeling so weightless. So lime, I've been taking my time to get perfection. Sometimes I need to just take a ride away.
Good day people. So today we're going to do the compression test on the XB535. I brought myself a cheap compression test. There we go. It was about 15-20 quid off the old Fleabay. So yeah, gonna do that. The decision is it's gonna be a survival wrap. Got some crazy ideas coming. So yeah, I'm gonna try and strip it right down to frame, as I don't want no wiring, nothing. Suicide bar is staying, or suicide shift is staying. The clutch, I am thinking of putting it on the foot, as it is a bit of a pain at lights to hold your clutch and select gear and do all that shit. So yeah, I'm actually thinking of putting the clutch on the foot as well. Might be keeping a single carb, but I might be going back to dual carb. Not sure, I ain't made my mind up on that yet. But yeah, it is going to get all stripped down. Like I say, if the compression test is good, the engine will stay in the frame, and I'll just strip down to the frame and engine left in. If the compression test is bad, the engine's going to be coming out and being redone. So yeah, let's go on with this compression test. We'll go from there. So I got all the compression test, well, the compression all connected up. Connected the battery. Battery's dead. No good. So I've stuck the battery on charge. So I tell you what, let's just start stripping back in and work forward, and we'll go from there. So I think the first thing is to get the sissy bar off, get the rear mud guard off. Yeah, let's start there, shall we? Can't remember what size spanner it was. So as you can see, that's the rear mud guard off. I've even took the shock off. Yeah, there's the rear mud guard. Side panels off, rear shocks off so far. What I was doing is I was measuring the rear struts. So it's 1.5 inch difference. It's 53 centimeters from the deck to the center of this bolt here. So when I do put the rear struts on, the solid rear struts, I want to see how low it actually lowers the bite at the back end. Yeah, I've got to order a 14mm drill bit, because this top and the bottom there, they're 14mm. The struts have got 12.5, they're holes in them, so I need to drill them out to 14. But I drill this side both out to 14, and that side I only drill the top out to 14mm, as the bottom bolt will go through the 12mm, so I don't have to drill the bottom one out on that. So yeah, so far I've got so far. Laboured up the wires. You probably seen in the last video when I did all this, is green and black is right hand, as you're looking at the front of the bike, right hand rear indicator. The blue and brown is your left indicator at the back, and your yellow and black is your rear light. So yeah, we're getting there. Like I say, side panels are off, just slowly stripping it while I'm waiting for the battery to charge, so I can just do this compression test. We'll show you the rear shocks and the heights and everything when I got the drill bit. Yeah, so all I'm doing is slowly stripping this back end down. This tank is going as well, getting rid of the bottom tank or the under seat tank. all this bottom mudguard and the rear mudguard's going as well. Don't want none of that. So yeah, let's carry on. I think the next thing is going to be, let's take this bottom plastic little trim off. There we go, that's that off. All it is, two 10mm bolts either side at the bottom here, and one the other side over there, and that's that off. So next thing, take these rear pegs off, then probably take the back rectifier off, take this cover off as well, slowly work through it. Before I start anything else, the battery is about charged, so let's see what the front cylinder is saying. Well, that's saying about 90 on the front. That's not healthy. So let's see what the other side says, shall we? So I've done the other side. I didn't film it. Just didn't know if you're just winding your pipe, finger tight, connect your little clock, turn it over, see what it reads. The other side is reading 110 PSI. This one's reading about 90. I have to do some research what they should be reaching. I've always had problems with this front cylinder not firing properly, or waiting until I have to get further up the rev gauge, well, the rev gauge to start warming up. So I definitely think there's something wrong in there. So guess what, it's coming out, it's going to get ripped apart. Might as well while it's all out, so the old bike's getting stripped. Let's get started, shall we? As you can see, plates off here. You see here, it's an 18mm bolt at the bottom here, and a 10mm bolt here. So 10mm bolt there, 18mm at the bottom. It's an 18mm the other side as well. It does go straight through your side stand here, straight through the other side. I do have a problem. My bolt come off one side, but it won't come off this side. As you can see, there is a bolt that side as well. I try getting a spanner on there and try and breaking this nut off, but it will not come off. I don't want to damage this side plate, so I'm going to have to eat it up or try something else to try and get this bolt off. But that's for another day. Let's carry on and get this stripping done. The next plan is to take the regulator off, rectifier, whatever you want to call it. Let's get this off. So, can undo the two bolts here, but I'm just going to take it straight off here. Two Allen keys. The wires run up behind your frame and come up to here. It is your white wires and a red wire. The red wire runs off separate to another plug. So you want to just unplug them. So try and unplug them. Come on. How come everything is solid on this bike? There you go. So I got a black connection on mine and a white connection. All the whites go into the black connection and that joins onto the white block, what's got all white wires running to. The red wire into a white block, run straight into the white block with a red wire, single red wire at the top here. So next thing, let's get these iron keys undone. I'll get these undone, I'll be back. As I'm absolutely knackered after 13.5 hours. Think, Jay, come on, think. These two Allen bolts here, this is for this back frame here. You have to undo this as well, it all comes off in one section. So I've undone the two 10mm bolts here to take the regulator, rectifier off. You just thread them out. Yeah, there is a black wire as well. What goes to it? Might go to your black wire connection there. What else? It's been so long since I took this off, about a year or so. So, trying to remember. Definitely felt how much of a pain it was to get it all in and out. Come on, there we go. So we'll rectifier off. This was new last year. I replaced this. As my ECU or CDR unit, whatever you want to call it, burnt out, so I did replace that as well. So that's that off. I think the next thing's going to be the pump and that, the fuel pump, get that off next. So we're backing them out. So I'll unplug my ignition barrel. That is a big thick red, a blue and red and a brown, and that's an exactly the same colour as the opposite side. That's the ignition off. You go over there. So we're slowly getting through all this mess. Right, so what wires have got left here? So I think that's the side stand switch. Just chase these wires around. So I've got a white and black wire, and they go to black and white connector. Wait, it wants to come off. Right, So that's all the wire in to the back, all disconnected here. Now it just runs straight up through the front over to my CDI unit the other side. So I think the next thing is take the fuel pipes off, get the fuel pump off, and get the solenoid off the other side. So yeah, let's get that one done. So took the pipes off this bottom tank here, just undone the 10mm bolts from the fuel pump. I'm going to disconnect the fuel pipe now. It goes to the carb, and I'll disconnect the black wires what run across the top here to a black connector here. That's that. So disconnect here now. If you follow the thin pipe all the way up comes to your filter, then the other side of the filter is a pipe that goes to your tank as well. I'm going to disconnect it from there and just pull the whole lot off in one go. So there we go. I had to end up taking the batch tray out as well. That's just two 10mm bolts either side at the top here. You have to pull off your solenoid the other side off, your solenoid off the tray. Your tray you just wiggle up out. So that's my fuel filter and fuel pump off. When I was doing this last time, I did buy a new solenoid, a new rectifier, what else did I buy? New fuel pump. I brought all new stuff, new TDI unit, single carb, but now I want to change the look of it, so yeah, just some crazy ideas run through my head. I think I forget it, it's just sat there, I'll do it. So that's all that off, that's them all disconnected. I'm just going to go around the other side, disconnect the solenoid as well and the other wires. So I'll take you around to that side. So this is solenoid, and this all runs into this wire loom on this side now. So you got a blue connection going into a white connection with black wires, and that goes into, come on, yellow and blue and black, and that wire goes down there. So yeah, see, I ain't got a clue where these wires are going to. I'll find out when I trace them back, but to be cool, I'll just do it like this so I know when I'm putting it back together where these wires go. So there's that one, then there's this big black one here that goes to me negative, yeah. What else have we got? So I've got me red one here. There's this red one, goes to my solenoid. Then I have this big red one goes to this side of the solenoid. Then I have a starter metal wire goes to the other side. So yeah, I have a brown and yellow here. I think that's a brown. Looks like it, brown and yellow. And they go to a yellow and brown. Come on, yellow and brown here. All on this wire loom here. So this blue one goes the black wire and it goes all the way down to the bottom. This wire here goes underneath my tank into my tank, and that connects onto that yellow and black there. So I'm going to have to end up doing some research what all these wires are for, because I don't probably need half of them. So yeah, and everything's going to be all getting rerouted anyway. So I think the next thing is try and get this tank out. There we go, it's the bottom tank out. So I had to undo this bar here. You got two terminals here. You have to undo and undo the top ones here. Then you have to, what I did was bend this tab over slightly, wiggle it around, and it does come out without taking your back wheel off. There we go. I got where I wanted to be. I want to get that fuel tank out from underneath the seat. And it's done, it's off, so bonus. So yeah, done quite enough for today. I say I just finished a 13.5 hour shift, come home, had something to eat, come straight out to get on with this. Compression test was a bit of a letdown. I say 90 psi, but around about 90 psi for the front, 110 for the back. I expected more, but hey, no choice to just buy complete engine. What's all done, all working mint, low mileage, and just bang it in, or strip this one down and see what the fault is and repair it. We'll have a think on that. I need to run through the manual about the wiring, as I want to see what wires I can actually get rid of, what wires I don't need. The wiring loom is going to be a lot shorter, I know that. And I don't want all the wires hidden away, I don't want no wires showing at all. What's going on underneath the seat, in the space where the fuel tank is? Don't know yet. Battery. We'll see when we get there, I guess. I do have some crazy plans. If they work out, if they don't, they don't. But we'll just go along as we go. Need to order the 40mm drill bit so I can put the rear struts on, solid struts, before I start cutting the frame. I want to see how it sits when it's low, and see where to cut and so on. So yeah, what's people's thoughts so far? Any ideas what to do with it? Like I say, we'll look at the survival wrap. That's the way it's going. If anyone's interested in any parts, drop us a comment. I'll let you know if it's going, if it's being sold. If so, I'll let you know a price and postage. Yeah, no more to say really. I'll probably be back in here tomorrow and we'll go from there. Tomorrow, see, I want to actually get all the back end, everything stripped, but the problem with that is when I get the struts on, I need the wheel and everything on to see how low it's going to drop. So I might leave the back end for now and start removing the tank and all the wiring from the front as well, handlebars, light, everything else. Get most of it all stripped out, ready, and work out what tank we're doing. I've got an idea for a tank. I ain't got a clue how I'm going to do it, but we might give it a go. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Catch you next time. Stay safe.